Welcome back to the Westside Fantasy Premier Update Show, week number 5. Before we get into to the events of this week, let's talk about this upcoming week. We got 4 teams coming up on bye this week. We got Dallas. It looks like they get bye 2 weeks in a row. We got Detroit Lions. We got the Oakland Raiders. They've had a bye all year. And we got Tampa Bay. I got a million of them. So anyway, Dallas, Detroit, Oakland, and Tampa Bay all on bye this week. The Thursday night game pits Arizona, the unbeaten Cardinals, against the St. Louis Rams. All right, so let's take a look at our action from week 5. I went 3-3 in my picks. Miles went 4-2, a little bit better. The rest of y'all, if you notice up in the sub-nav under the League tab, there's a new heading on the extreme right called League Pick'em, and this tallies up all your weekly picks. Happy to place a little side bet on there if anybody's interested. Miles is an active participant. Jim and Ferocious Fennec, Jake seem to vote from time to time as well. Any rate, 3-3 on my picks last week. Flipping a coin over here. My goodness, let's start with my game. What a disaster. I wasn't happy with Eli, so I put him on the bench in favor of Jake Locker, who had a great week the previous week. What happens? First quarter, Locker gets knocked out, separates his non-throwing shoulder. He's out for weeks and weeks of rehab. I get goose egg out of my quarterback, and that wasn't even the worst news. You know, the worst news was only A.J. Green and Steven Gostkowski put up double figures. Everybody else was single digits, and low single digits at that. I think even if I had started Eli, I still would have lost. The one who knocks continues his unbeaten reign of terror. Put up 137 points, was projected to get 136. He bested his projection, but he left it out on the field. There was no, he could have got more points if with, who's that, James Jones, maybe, but still, Phil Flores dominates Smell This by the final of 137 to 62. And let's do the math real quick. That's worse than doubling me up. The Darkside, 3-1 over the Beatdown, who continues to struggle. 89.10 for John, 150.9 for Mike. Darkside, powered by Tom Brady with 58.4. And Danny Amendola, Robbie Gold, Baltimore defense, Aaron Decker, all with double figures. For John, Michael Vick with 35, Percy Harvin held to 9, and again with David Akers and Michael Vick, the only 2 in double figures, everybody else in single figures for the beatdown. Ghetto Superstar squeaks one out over Ferocious Fennec, 137 to 131. Miles, powered by Aaron Rodgers, 55, and Jamal Charles with 9, and also got a stat correction, it looks like, with Pierre Garçon to 8. So Miles just with a squeaker of 6 points over Ferocious Fennec, who drops to 2-2. Looking at Passing Fancies versus Auto Smack. Passing Fancies looking to get back in the win column, but unsuccessful in doing so. Auto Smack continues to roll, 166.1 to 102.7. Auto Smacked on top of Passing Fancies. Passing Fancies gets 20 from Carson Palmer, 23 from Michael Turner, good output from him, and 14 from Gronkowski. But not enough as Matty Ryan puts up 52, almost 53, 16 from Cruz, 11 from Mike Williams, 15 from Arian Foster, 15 from Torrey Smith. Guy Petty continues to roll. Bruddah IZ over versus the OG Alia Rogers, a close game, but Bruddah IZ moves to 2-2, and OG Alia Rogers drops to 2-2. Bruddah IZ only gets 26 on Roma. What a pathetic night. But Roddy White comes through with 28, and Darren Sproles and Greg Olson with strong double figures. And Los Inodoros with 189 points on top of Rob Feinstein's Rough the Pass with 142.9. 142.9 will win most games in this league, but 189. Drew Brees gets 62. Marcus Colson gets 21. Jackie Battle gets 20. As Matt improves his record to 1-3, needed the win in the worst way after starting 0-3. So there you have it. That's the week 4 update. Let's take a look at the week coming up. And let me talk a little bit about that. Looking at week number 5. First matchup, Ferocious Fennec versus Smell This. Smell This has got lots of work to do. Calvin Johnson's on bye. But right now, this looks like a real ho-hum game. 98 98.8 in favor, 98.8 to 95.3 in favor of the ferocious Fennec. Fennec's got Matt Schaub against the New York Giants, Greg Little against the Giants, Matt Schaub against the Jets, I should say, and Marshawn Lynch against the Carolina Panthers. Eli is facing Cleveland. I like that matchup. And A.J. Green has Miami and Pierre Thomas, San Diego. You'll also see, you're going to have to see some, you have to make some moves down there on the bench as well. I'm going to go with smell this because I have to believe in yourself. If you don't believe in yourself, who will believe in you? That's what I always say. Looking at Bruddah IZ versus Passing Fancies. Bruddah IZ 2-2, Passing Fancies 1-3. Lots of holes on the Bruddah IZ side with Dallas on bye. So Romo, Pettigrew, not on Dallas, but he's on Detroit. He's on bye. Denarius Moore in Oakland. He's on bye. Right now, and I don't think Michael's going to have enough to cover. Let's not even waste our time. Passing Fancy is going to get the win. Right now, it's 127 to 57, but I don't think he's going to go there. The one who knocks, our lone undefeated team versus the Darkside, 3-1. This is a good matchup. This should be our game of the week. Phil has Alex Smith against Buffalo. Buffalo is a charade. We saw that against New England. Alex Smith should tear him up. Andre Johnson against the Jets. Deshaun Jackson against Pittsburgh. For Mike Kwan, Brady against Denver. Brady and Wes Welker against Denver, and Eric Decker against New England. So a lot riding on that game. It's a 139-117 in favor of Mike. I don't think we even need to talk about it because Phil's got to lose. I'm giving my pick to the Darkside. Auto Smack versus Los Inodoros. Let's see if Los Inodoros can continue it. Auto Smack needs to get smacked. He's winning too damn many games. Mike Williams is on bye, as is Jason Hansen. Otherwise, guys projected to get 127. Matt, on the other hand, 127.9. Drew Brees against San Diego. Marcus Colson also against San Diego. Jordy Nelson against Indianapolis. And Willis McGahee against New England. And MJD against Chicago. Not good. Not good. Not good. Not good. Not good. I'm going to start treating Auto Smack like an unbeaten team and start picking against him just on principle. I'm giving my pick to Los Inodoros. Ghetto Superstar, 2-2 against the OG Alia Rogers. I always sound a little bit like Harry Carey when I say that. The OG Alia Rogers. That wasn't Harry Carey. Here's the pitch. There's my Harry Carey. Here's the pitch. You always got to be kind of, that's Harry post-stroke. Any rate, Ghetto Superstar has Aaron Rodgers against Indianapolis, Brandon Marshall against Jacksonville, Michael Crabtree against Buffalo, and Jamal Charles against Baltimore. Not a good matchup there. He's projected to get 125. Tommy, on the other hand, Robert Griffin III, I should say, against Atlanta. Larry Fitzgerald against St. Louis. He should go nuts. He's got a hole in his wide receiver tight end position, but he'll cover that. Tommy's projected to get 116. I'm going to go with Miles on this one. We know what that means when I pick Miles. Looking at Rough the Passer versus the Beatdown. A couple of 1-3 teams looking for some respect. The Beatdown's got Nate Burleson on bye. Michael Vick against Pittsburgh. Not good. On Rough the Passer side, Peyton Manning against New England. And Brandon Lloyd against Denver, a lot riding on that game for Rob, and also a lot riding on the New Orleans-San Diego game as Mark Ingram, Lance Moore, and Garrett Hartley are all set to start for Rough the Passer. Right now it's 115 to 96 in favor of Rough the Passer. I'm going with the Beatdown. So that's it, everybody. Let's go over those bye teams again. It's Dallas, Detroit, Oakland, and Tampa Bay. Your Thursday night game has your Arizona Cardinals against your St. Louis Rams. That's it. Have a great week. Goodbye.